let's begin. So this is the first set. Let me hide myself. It says Hemant has 15 books which he has coded from A to O. He wants to place the books on a bookshelf with shelves numbered from 1 to 20. The books are of 3 categories: biographical, novels, and motivational. 6 of the books are biographical, 4 are novels, and the rest are motivational. So that is 15, right? So this is 5. 6 plus 4 plus 5. Only one book can be kept on a shelf. So there are 20 shelves and only one book can be kept. That means 5 shelves are going to be vacant. The books are to be placed in such a way that all the books of the same category are clustered together with no empty shelves between them. So what it tells us that if you start with biographical, they should be continuous. Okay, so it's more like 6 B's are going to be same, 4 N's are same, and 5 M's are same, as in they are going to be continuous. Okay, so there may be empty shelves between them. Okay, there should be at least one empty shelf between 2 different types of books, which makes sense. You can have 1-4 combination, 4-1, 2-3, 3-2, right? At most 2 empty shelves can have consecutive numbers. So at most 2 empty shelves can have consecutive numbers. That means we cannot have 1-4 and 2-3. You can have only 2-2. That means one shelf at the beginning or at the end are going to be empty. Right? I hope this arrangement is understood. So at most 2, it's not necessarily 2. You can have 1 or 2 empty shelves between them. The following additional facts are known. BLM are to be placed in consecutively numbered shelves in increasing order. DIJ to be placed in consecutively numbered shelves from 10 to 13 in the same order, and so on and so forth. So we don't have to read additional statements. We have to simply understand how we are going to depict the representation. So I believe we will need a table like this with the first one being shelf numbers, then maybe the type of books, and then the names or names and types. They can be rearranged because the numbers, shelf number 1, 2, 3 and so on up to 20, these are fixed, right? It's only the type and the name that have to be, they need to be arranged, right? Yeah, good afternoon, Suchanda. So this is the arrangement. These are the shelf numbers from 1 to 20. We have the names of these books from A to O, and the types being biographical, novels, and motivationals. Remember, biographical we have 6 of them, novels we have 4, and motivational we have 5. Okay, so from these statements, first statement, BLM are placed in consecutive number shelves in increasing order. So we don't know where to place them. So we just know that they are going to be together, right? So not yet complete. So we'll leave it as such. Second statement says DIJK are to be placed in consecutively a number shared from 10 to 13. So let's place them. 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have DI, J and K. Next is if we are done with second statement. E, F, G and H are novels that are placed in consecutive number shelves in increasing order, either before or after all the biographies, with a gap of exactly 2 empty shelves in between the 2 categories. So E, F, G, H, wherever they are definitely not from biographies. Right, that part is understood, I hope. And there need to be, so whichever category they are from, so there are going to be 6 of them, right? You can have 2 in front, 2 later on, 1 in front, 1 later on. So whatever combination we are going to have, these are to be placed consecutive number shelves on or after biographies. So it can be before biographies, it can be after biographies, but we are supposed to have 2 empty shelves between them, right? So we can say that either the biography one is at the beginning, it can be at the middle, it can be at the end, right? So third we have not yet placed. I'm not going to tick that. Fourth statement says the shelf numbered 1 must be kept empty. So I'll not put X, I will rather write a dash over here. And the shelves number 17 to 20 must have a book. So we are supposed to have a book, they are not going to be empty, right? So fourth statement done. C and O are biographical. So C and O, they are biographical. So C and O are biographical. A and N are to be placed in shelves which are filled by only filled shelves. So wherever we are going to put A and N, they are filled using the shelves where we have books, right? As in the A and N are part of the same category. Now, excuse me, we are done with sixth as well, but we have not placed it. ठीक है, तो अब कैसे proceed करें? What do you guys think we should now proceed with? Because there are so many possibilities, right? Definitely एक से ज़्यादा केस तो भी बनेगा. So the thing that we are aware of, DIJK and EFGH, these two things are something which is concrete. We know that how they are going to be placed. There is no letter common in BLM, EFGH, CO and ON, right? They are all unique. So EFGH, what kind of book type can it be, right? So can we say EFGH cannot be biographical? If it cannot be biographical, it could be novel or a motivational. So these are the two possibilities. So let's say this is either a novel or a motivational group. Now, suppose biographical, they are supposed to be placed at the beginning, which will take us 3, 4, 5, 6. Then there is supposed to be a gap of 2. And then we are supposed to put either as, so 6 is done, right? Biographical agar starting mein 6 hai. So there is going to be a gap of 2 and then we are supposed to have EFGH. Now if we put EFGH along with DIJK, so there will be 8 books, isn't it? That doesn't make sense because we do not have any type of book which is 8 in number. So we cannot have biographies from 2 to 7. What if we shift it a little bit? What if we say that these are the 6 biographical books that we are going to have? If this is true, then this particular condition, third one, will not make sense because wherever you have biography related books, there are going to be exactly 2 empty shelves between the 2 categories. The one category being biography and the other one being the group from where EFGH are, right? So we can't place biography here. Next is what if biography is, see, we can't place it at 3 to 9, isn't it? Because then there will be no gap. What if these are biography books, these 4? If these 4 are biography books and we are supposed to place, 2 blank spaces and the other books. So this is what we will get. We will get either a 4 or a 5. And then we will have, suppose we place 5 over here, then we are going to have 4 over here. Or maybe the 4 from 16 to 20, right? Because it is not known that how many, biography we have 6 now. Okay. So in biography, if we have 6, so how can we place 6 here? So these are 4, 5, 6. We can have 4 here, gap of 2, 6 biographies. And then we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Okay. Now, E, F, G, H are to be placed in consecutively numbered shelves in increasing order before or after the biographies, with a gap of exactly 2 shelves in between the 2 categories. So we know that C and O are biographies. So we are going to place C and O, let's say over here. And we have B, L and M and A, N. So A, N are to be placed in shelves which are separated by only filled. So we can have A, N or N, A. It doesn't say in the same order. And we can have B, L, M obviously on the other side. Or what we can do is we can say that let's say this is A and this is N, and then we have BLM in the same order. We can have NA and AN as well. The remaining letters will go over here. So CO इधर की जगह इधर लिख देना चाहिए in case. So these two are biographies. So we have 6 biographies, we have got 5 motivational at the end, and we have got 4 novels at the beginning, right? So this is one possibility. What is the other possibility that we can have? The other possibility from the beginning, if you look into it, we can have these two as the 6 biographies, but then CO are biographical. So we are going to place C and O over here. Now we can take a gap of 2 and place 4 novels, and then we can place 5, either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 motivational here, or we can shift it a bit here as well. ये 5 भी हो सकते हैं, right? Third statement says E, F, G and H are novels that are to be placed in consecutively numbered shelves in increasing order, either before or after all the biographies, with a gap of exactly 2 empty shelves in between the 2 categories. So very much possible. We will be putting B, L, M and N here. Sorry, we are going to put E, F, G, H here. Right? We can have A and N at the beginning. So this is another possibility. Okay. Let's look at the cases. The other possibility could be we will have the 6 consecutive biographies here. Then we can have a gap of 1, and then we can place 4. And when we place 4, we can have A and N here. We can have a gap of 2, and then we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we can put in E, F, G, H here, which can be in any order. So that E, F, G, H are going to be 5 books which are motivational ones. A to N, those are novels. And BLM has to be placed. Now the thing is, BLM के लिए जगह बचेगा नहीं. So this case is not going to be possible, right? So we are going to have cases here. Cases बनेंगे. Sixth point simply says, Mohan, 6th point simply says A and N are to be placed in shelves which are separated by only filled shelves. Means they are a part of the same group. So you can have AN or NA. So wherever we are going to put AN or NA, they are a part of the same group. You cannot have empty shelves between them. If there had been empty shelves between them, then they were definitely of some other type of book, from motivational novels or biographical. Okay, that's what the 6th point it means. So let's do one thing. Let's write down the cases. So for that, I will have to extend the table. Just give me a moment. I will extend it. And we are not going to write down all the cases. We are only going to draw the cases where we are, pretty confident that this particular thing will go there and there. So we are only going to fill that part. Okay, so minimized it. This is the next statement. Let's simplify it. So let's say 3 cases will be good enough. Okay? So let's start from there. Okay. So मैंने अभी 3 केस बनाए. I'm not sure how many cases we are going to get actually. I hope it is visible. Okay, so let's begin. So let's fill in the things that we are sure about. The shelf numbered ones, one must be kept empty. So one must be kept empty. So I will leave it empty for all the pair of all the three cases. So this one is case number 1, this one is case number 2, this one is case number 3. Okay. Next it says 70 to 20 they need to have a book. So we are going to have 4 books at least here, right? So we can't leave it empty, so we will not have a combination there. The next thing that we know that is D, I, J, K are to be placed in 10 to 13. So we will have D, I, J, K. Then we will have D, I, J, K. This is fixed. D, I, J, and K. Right? Now, we have seen that if we keep the first 6 books as biographical, right after or before biographical, we are supposed to put CO. So if we are going to put CO here, then this will become 6 in number, but 6 books are biographical. So this is not possible, right? So biographical books cannot be from 2 to 7. Okay? Can biographical books be from 3 to 8? No. If these are biographical books, then the books after biographical or before it's not possible. After biographical, we are supposed to put CO. If I put CO, there should be a gap of 2. So ye allowed nahi hai. I cannot shift it further 4 to 9 because the type of books will become consecutive. What if I put the biographical books at the end, the last 6? So if I put biographical books in the last 6, we are supposed to have 2 blank spaces because now CO will come before them. Right? Not CO, EFGH will come before them. Okay? So this is not possible. So this tells us for sure that these 4 books are biography wale books. I'm not writing B because B is one of the letters for books, so it might get confusing because we don't have separate table. We are using the same table for this. Okay. Okay. Next possibility is where can we put C and O? Suppose if I happen to put C and O right before it so that we have consecutive. So 2 are right in front of it. So we can have a gap of 2 and then we can have 4 books of novel type because there are only 4 spaces left and they are going to be EFGH, right? Chalo. So let's write down this case. So these are novels, 4 of them. There are 2 blank spaces between them. These 2 turn out to be biography. And these novels are going to be obviously EFGH. That means the last 4 and the 5th one, they are going to be motivational books. And in these motivational books, A and N are to be placed here and the remaining letters, right? And BLM has to be also placed. So we can have A and N here and BLM here. Or we can have A and N here. So these are the 2 cases. We can also have A and N as consecutive. We can have A and as consecutive. Acha, they are separated, right? So we cannot have them consecutive. So A and gap pe yoga and BLM are supposed to be in consecutive. So these are the only possibilities. Right? We cannot have more cases in 16 to 20. That means there are 2 empty spaces between them. So here there are total of 4 cases. CO and OC can interchange and AN and NO can interchange. So we will have a total of 4 possibilities here. Okay. Next one. DIJK is fixed. what if C is at the front, O is at the end, or if O is here and C is here, right? If this happens, then two spaces before it, we can have these four books E, F, G, H. Or maybe two spaces after it, we can have E, F, G, H. They both are possible, right? Acha, if we put D, I, J, K and O and C here, then after two spaces, we can't fill five books and E, F, G, H cannot come here. If I take two blank spaces and fill five, that means the remaining four cannot come here. So one thing is for sure, O and C, these two biographies cannot be after D, I, J, K, right? So this is the next scenario, biography, biography. Now there are two possibilities here. Let's say E, F, G, H are after biographies. So we will need two blank spaces and we will have to write E, F, G and H in the same order. Now, what is the type of this book? We have no idea as of now. Next, we are supposed to place five books here. So these five books can be placed from 2 to 6 or they can be placed from 3 to 7 because we can have a gap of we can have a gap of 1 also, right? So these are the two cases. Now, since all the letters are taken for biography and this one, whatever category that is, so we have to place it in A and N and BLM should be there. So I'm going to put A N here, or we can have N A here, and we will definitely have BLM. Now, what are the types of books these 5 and these 4 have? So these 4 are obviously going to be the motivational ones. Sorry, these 4 are going to be, hold on, 4 are novels, no? And either 6 of the books are biographical, 4 are novels. Okay. And the rest means 5. Okay, these are numbers from previous. 4 are novels and 5 are motivational. So 6 biographies we are done with. So the 4 ones are novels. So we will have novels here, we will have novels, novels and novels. And obviously these 5 are motivationals. Now, instead of these 5 here, we can also have 5 of them shifted from 3 to 8, right? We can even have that. तो एक काम करते हैं, instead of writing it that way, मैं इसको छोटा कर देता हूँ. We do not have enough space here, no? We can have AN or NA and we can have BLM. The other possibility being, we can have AN over here, we can have NA beside it, and we can have BLM over here. In this case, these are going to be motivational ones. These 5. How many cases we will have here? If I look at the yellow one, AN can take 2 possibilities, 2 cases, and CO can take 2 cases. So we will have 4. If I shift the white one for motivational, we will have 2 cases for that. Accordingly, CO can have 2 cases. So we'll have 4 plus 4, 8 cases possible for this. Okay. The next one is, if we take CO and OC here, then we can have 1 blank space and 5 motivational after that, and 2 blank spaces and 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 novels here as well. Ye bhi possible hai. So let's take that into account. So we will have 2 blank spaces between biography. I'm putting novel before it. So we will have 4 novels. These 4 novels will definitely be EFGH. And After one blank space, we will have motivationals. This one is going to be biography. This one is blank. And the motivational ones, again, we will be filling it with A or N at the beginning and N and A at the end with B, L, M here. So we can see that O and C can interchange, N and A can interchange. So this will result in a total of another 4 cases. Oh. Okay, let's reread the conditions and see if there is any particular scenario that we missed or did we take into account, as in did we look, we made more cases, dono possible. Saket is asking album motivational, ABLMN is motivational, CDIJKO is biography, AFGH. Right, Saket, that's correct. So Chanda, that's what it is about, no? Competitive exam means the one who is able to do more. Mohan says, can we have a gap of shelf number 2? How? Why can't we have? It never said, no, that shelf numbered 1 should be only empty and not the one after it. ऐसा तो कहीं नहीं लिखा. Okay, let's see. All the books are of the same category clustered together. Perfect. With no empty shelves between them. There should be at least one empty shelf between different types of books. We can see they are not consecutive. At most 2 empty shelves can have consecutive numbers. So nowhere we have left 3 empty shelves. या तो एक empty है या 2 empty है between categories. Right? Before or after. In both the cases. Next it says BLM are to be placed in consecutive numbered shelves in increasing order. So BLM we have wherever they are in consecutive orders in increasing order. DIJK are from 10 to 13, that is also fixed. EFGH are novels that are placed in consecutively numbered shelves in increasing order, either before or after all the biographies, right? In the first case we have before, in the third case we have before, in the second case we have after, with a gap of 2 every time. The shelf number 1 must be kept empty and the shelves numbered 17 to 20 must have a book. We have also done that. C and O are biographical. That's what we have already done. A and N are to be placed in shelves which are separated by only filled shelves. That also we have done. Let's now think. Does this 6th statement say A has to be before and N has to be later? No, it doesn't. Okay, the 3rd statement says EFGH are novels and they are to be placed. So we already knew novels. ये तो हमें ऐसे भी पता चली गया कि ये novels ही थे. Consecutive number shelves in increasing order, either before or after all the biographies, with a gap of exactly 2 empty shelves in between the 2 categories. Right? So it's about novels and biographies that there is a gap of 2 empty shelves. We do not have more than that. You know? Or koi case, any more scenario? EFGH are novels after that, EFGH are novels before that, EFGH are novels before that, ANBLM is there. We can have OC and CO there. AN are to be placed in shelves which are separated by only filled shelves. That is also correct. So, do you guys think that there is something missing here? Everyone? कुछ मिस हो रहा है, एक बार जरा चेक करो। ठीक है, आई रियली वांट टू सॉल्व इट इन वन गो। At most, two empty shells can have consecutive numbers. If you guys, ठीक है ना? ठीक है, चलो, let's hope गलती ना हो. Okay, first question. In how many ways can the books be arranged on the shelves? 4 plus 8 plus 4, 16 cases. Which of the following shelves must contain a biography? 9, 8, 15 and 14. 9, 8, 15 and 14. So obviously 9. 9 will definitely contain a biography. Option A. Which of the following options represent the shelves numbers or empty shelves in a possible arrangement? 7, 8, 13, 14 हो सकता है empty? 7, 8, 13 and 14? No, it's not possible. If 8 is empty, 13 is not, right? So नहीं हो सकता. 6, 7, 15, 16. 6, 7. If 6, 7 is there, then 16 is not there. And if 16 is there, तो 6 नहीं empty हो सकता. So not possible. 2, 7, 8, 15. 2, 7, 8, 15. Yes, it is possible. Third type में है ना? So this is possible. एक बार चेक कर लेते हैं D भी. 7, 8, 14, 15. 7, 8, 14, 15. नहीं. When 7, 8 is vacant, 14 is not vacant. Case 3 देखो आप. Right? So ये नहीं होएगा. So C is the answer. Which of the following group of shelves must be empty? 1 and 8, 7, 15, 1, 7, 1, 15. Okay, let's see. 1 is always empty and 15 is always empty. What about the other shelves? They may or they may not be empty. So 1 and 15 होना चाहिए. D. Which of the following statements is necessarily true? 2 empty shelves are there between bio and motivational. Bio and motivational के बीच में एक shelf भी empty हो सकता है. एक shelf भी empty हो सकता है. So this is not true. There are 4 books between C and O. There may be 4 books between C and O. There may be 0 book between C and O. If you look into statement, sorry, it's not statement, case 1. So this is also not true. There is 1 empty shelf between bio and motivational. We have just seen it can be 1, it can be 2. So there are 3 books between A and N should be correct. Which, if you remember, there are 3 books between A and N. They are always BLM. है ना? हमेशा BLM रहा है. So 4th statement is correct. Right. Okay. So it was the lengthy one. So Chanda, how do you know when cases must be made to solve the question? See, I wrote down how many cases. I did not know कि इसमें आगे आने वाला है. I was just, because there are many cases possible, right? So I was simultaneously pointing out how many cases are there. See, if it was not, if you know, I was not getting two cases, मतलब दो से ज़्यादा मिलने वाले हैं, तो every time I'm finding out something, I'm writing down the number of cases, right? और वो ऐसा था ना कि सी व्हेनेवर यू हैव सपोज दिस इज AO, दिस इज OA, और कहीं और पे इफ इट इज BC एंड दिस इज CB, so you have two possibilities here, you have two possibilities here, you always multiply and say there are total 4 possibilities. This is how you count. You don't write those 4 cases. Okay, next set. Aman completed his holiday trip in which he met 7 of his friends. Hold on. Aman completed his holiday trip, 7 friends, MNRITG, who stayed at Manali, Gulmarg, Haridwar, Shimla, Nainital, Dharamshala and Leh, not in the same order. It is also known that he travels directly from any of the places where exactly one of these friends stay to the next place where another of these friends stay. तो ये भाई साहब एक जगह से चालू होते हैं, दूसरी जगह जाते हैं. So इधर एक friend है, this is one city, this is another friend, this is another city, right? He keeps on traveling like this. The following additional information is known about his trip. After he met Ishan, the next friend he met immediately was Kishan. After staying in Nainital, he travels directly to Gulmarg. He met exactly 3 friends between leaving Nainital and meeting Kishan. After meeting Mohan, he met only 1 friend before arriving in Manali. He had not met an even number of friends before meeting Rajan, and so on and so forth. So there are 2 ways to solve this. We can actually, write down everything as a timeline like the one that I have drawn, or we can draw a table and we can say that किस friend से मिला, which city did that friend leave, right? So that we can get to know कि वो कैसे, मतलब which city he visited, because and in that city that friend lived. ठीक है? So we will need 2 columns. ठीक है? चलो. So okay, we are given order also. ठीक है? Order में क्या करना है? Order is just to keep track of, what is the sequence in which he is meeting his friends. So let's start. After he met Ishan, the next friend he immediately met was Kishan. Don't know where to put. After staying in Nainital, he travels directly to Gulmarg. No idea. Okay? He met exactly 3 friends in between leaving Nainital and meeting Kishan. After meeting Mohan, he met only 1 friend before arriving in Manali. So, can we say Mohan was the second last guy, such that after meeting Mohan, he met only 1 friend? Before arriving in Manali, that would mean last city was Manali. Think about it. Right? So we are done with this statement. Hold on. He met only 1 friend. Acha, nahi, it's not necessary it's going to be end. Because it says after meeting Mohan. So whenever he met Mohan, he met only 1 friend, right? Before arriving in Manali, that would mean that the 3rd visit was Manali. So after meeting Mohan and before visiting Manali, he met only 1 friend. So we are not, this is definitely Mohan is not at 6th, right? Nainital and meeting Kishan. So if I put Nainital here, After leaving Nainital and meeting Kishan, he met exactly 3. So this is the arrangement we are supposed to put from the second statement, second point, first statement. From the first one, after he met Ishan, the next friend he immediately met was Kishan. So ye fix hai. After staying in Nainital, he directly travels to Gulmarg. So ye hame pata hai. So we don't have to write on one case, we will write it right here. So if this is Kishan, so the previous one is going to be Ishan. So ye bhi hum iske साथ ही club कर लेते हैं. So first and second statement when clubbed, they should look like this. Right? Okay. He had not met an even number of friends. In other words, he has met odd number of friends before meeting Rajan. So Rajan can be at second, Rajan can be at fourth, Rajan can be at sixth. The number of friends he met, at least 2, in between meeting Gagan and Rajan and Tapan is equal. So Gagan and Rajan and Tapan, इनके बीच में कम से कम 2 लोग हैं. So they both may be 2-2, they both may be 3-3. Now the thing is, if there are going to be 3-3, so the number of friends he has met will be more. So from this statement, can we conclude कि Gagan 2 friends Rajan, right? And then Rajan 2 friends Tapan, or maybe Tapan and Gagan can interchange because it doesn't say the same sequence. ठीक है, ये interchange हो सकता है. So the thing that we come to know is that we can have Tapan here. मैं ऐसे लिख लेता हूँ. So we can have Gagan here. We will have 2 friends and Rajan, 2 friends and then Tapan. Or we can have Tapan here, 2 friends and Rajan and then Gagan. Right? The number of friends he met between Gagan and Rajan and Tapan is equal and it is at least 2. He had not met an even number of friends before meeting Rajan. ये भी fix है. चलो, third statement is completely done. He had already visited Shimla before visiting Haridwar. Gagan and Tapan stay in Shimla and Haridwar respectively. So if I take the first one as Gagan, he stays in Shimla and Tapan will stay in Haridwar, and it says he had already visited Shimla before visiting Haridwar. So that tells us that it has to be Gagan and this one has to be Tapan. Na? So the fourth statement tells us the second, third and fourth tells us the exact places where Gagan, Rajan, Tapan are and the places of Gagan and Haridwar. Gagan and Tapan. Next, fifth, he visits 3 places both before arriving at Leh and after leaving Leh. So Leh has to be at the center. Okay. Now, we have to place these 4 people in the same order. So think of that as a block that has to be placed on this table. I believe you guys will agree the only possibility is if this is Nainital and Gulmarg, this one is going to be Ishan and this one is going to be Kishan. There is no other way those 4 can go there. कि इन 4 के बाद एक का gap है, that's Rajan, and then you have 2 more people. Next we have is Mohan, a gap and a Manali. If I put Mohan here, Manali is already taken. If I put Mohan in the next, there is going to be a gap and this is going to be Manali. There is only one person's name left, which is Naman. And there is only one particular place left, which is Dharamshala. Right? So pretty straightforward. Which of the following places does Naman stay at? Naman stay at Nainital. How many places does Aman visit between his stays at Dharamshala and Nainital? Between Dharamshala and Nainital, he stays at 3 places, Gulmarg, Leh and Manali. So 3 is going to be the answer. How many of his 7 friends does Aman meet between meeting Kishan and Mohan? Between Kishan and Mohan, 2 friends, Rajan and Ishan. It is known that Aman met each of his friends on a date of the November month. That is a prime number less than 19. Which of his 7 friends did Aman meet on November 11? Okay. Prime number less than 19. So if we talk about date, the prime numbers less than 19 are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13 and 17. So these are a total of 7 dates. And obviously there are 7 friends. So he must have met him on 2nd of November, 3rd of November, 5th of November, 7th of November, right? 11th of November. So ईशान से मिला 11th of November में. ईशान से, right? So the second set was relatively easier, right? Because we did not have cases, we built the blocks and whatever was we were confident about, we had just put in there. So first set was, until then, take care.